You keep calling it a big idea, but you're treating it like a daydream. This is Fired Up Friday, and welcome back to the Bad Influence Podcast with yours truly, Jordan Banderas, where your potential doesn't get praise, it gets demanded. You don't need more inspiration. You need execution that punches time in the mouth. Today's topic is about how every badass idea starts as a raw spark, but only the built ones become real. A killer concept means nothing without solid steps taken over and over. You love the spark because it feels like power with zero pain. You post about it, talk about it, fantasize about it, and you confuse that with progress. That's the lie you're living. You think the idea makes you special. And let me be honest, it doesn't. The build makes you special. The grind in silence makes you dangerous. The boring reps make you untouchable. Your idea is a match. Execution is the fire. And right now, you're holding a match, scared to burn your hands. You keep waiting for the perfect mood like greatness needs permission. You keep waiting for confidence like confidence shows up first. You keep waiting for someone to clap like claps pay the bills. Meanwhile, the clock keeps moving and your dream keeps rotting. You don't fail because you're not talented. You fail because you quit at stage 1. You never push the spark through the ugly middle. You never refine it. You never turn it into bricks. You never stack those bricks until it's real. You want the movie moment without the construction site. You want the results without the receipts. You want the identity without the discipline. And every time you stop early, you teach yourself a deadly lesson. You can't be trusted. That's why your motivation dies fast. That's why your confidence feels fake. Because your actions keep voting against your words. Here's the truth. You're not stuck. You're undisciplined. And you're undisciplined because you keep protecting your comfort like it's sacred. If this made you feel exposed, good. Because exposure is where builders are born. Today, you stop worshiping ideas and you start building reality. Your idea hits you like a rush and your body lights up like you just got handed a new life. Your chest opens, your eyes get sharp, your brain starts sprinting. Then the next day comes and your nervous system goes quiet and heavy. Your stomach sinks, your shoulders tighten, and you feel that weird dread for no reason. That dread is the build. That dread is your body realizing this will cost you something. You call it losing motivation, but it's really your nervous system avoiding discomfort. The spark feels safe because it's still imaginary. Execution feels dangerous because it's real. Real means you can fail in public. Real means you can be judged. Real means you can't hide behind one day. So your body starts doing what it always does when growth shows up. Your breath gets shallow when you sit down to work. Your jaw clenches when you open the file. Your hands get restless like they need a distraction to survive. You suddenly need snacks, a cleaner desk, a better playlist, a better plan. That's not preparation. That's panic with manners. You tell yourself you're getting organized, but you're really dodging the first brick. Your brain offers excuses that sound responsible. You should research more. You should wait until you have more time. You should fix your schedule first. You should start when you feel inspired. Those are not strategies. Those are escape routes. And every escape route trains your nervous system to fear the work. You start associating your idea with pressure instead of progress. Then you chase a new spark to feel alive again. You jump from idea to idea like a dopamine addict in a costume. You tell people you have so many projects, but you don't have projects, you have fantasies. Your body knows it too. That's why you feel low-key ashamed when you talk big. You overtalk because your actions are quiet. You post a quote about discipline, then you scroll for 2 hours. You buy tools because buying feels like building. You make lists because lists feel like movement. You watch videos because watching feels like learning. Meanwhile, your idea stays a spark because you refuse the stages. The stages are always the same. Start. Suck at it. Stay anyway. Fix one thing. Repeat. But your ego hates stage 2 because stage 2 makes you look like a beginner. Your nervous system reads beginner as unsafe. Your heart rate jumps when you don't know what you're doing. And believe me, I've been there. Your throat tightens when you have to ask for help. Your face gets hot when something doesn't work. So you quit before the struggle can teach you. Then you tell yourself a clean lie. It wasn't the right idea. No. It was the right idea. You just didn't like the feeling of becoming. You want a finished product without the unfinished season. You want the crown without the weight. You want the win without the reps. And it's costing you more than money, and you know it. It's costing you self-trust. It's costing you self-respect. It's costing you peace because deep down, you know you're avoiding your own potential. That's why you're tired even when you haven't done anything. Your nervous system is exhausted from dodging the life you say you wanted. That dodging didn't start with business or goals. It started when you learned that trying can hurt. You learn that effort can get mocked. You learn that mistakes can get punished. You learn that being seen can be unsafe. So you build a survival role that kept you protected. Maybe you became the smart one who never risked looking dumb. Maybe you became the funny one who never admits fear. Maybe you became the helper who hides your own dreams. Maybe you became the quiet one who stays invisible. That role kept you safe back then. Now it keeps you small. Your nervous system still thinks exposure equals danger. That's why starting feels like standing naked in a room. Your chest tightens because your body expects a hit. Your stomach flips because your body expects rejection. Your brain tries to control the future because uncertainty scares the hell out of you. So, you overplan. You overthink. You try to make the whole path clear before taking one step. That's not strategy. That's fear trying to feel powerful. The root wound is simple. You tied your worth to performance. You don't just want to succeed, you want to be safe. And you think success will finally prove you're enough. So when you start and it's messy, your body panics like your worth is dying. That's why you quit early. Quitting protects your ego from evidence. If you never finish, nobody can judge the final thing. If you never launch, nobody can reject you. If you never publish, nobody can laugh. You call it being careful, but it's you guarding a fragile self-image. You want to be seen as capable, so you avoid being seen as learning. But learning is the only way to become capable. That's the trap you keep repeating. And your body is the lock. Because the moment you feel discomfort, you assume it means stop. That's why you react now the way you reacted then. Same tight throat. Same heat in your face. Same urge to disappear. But here's the simple depth that changes your whole life. Awareness gives you a choice. You can feel fear and still move. You can feel shame and still build. You can feel your heart race and still take the step. Your nervous system can scream and you can still lead it. Your feelings are real, but they are not instructions. The builder in you doesn't wait for comfort. The builder trains comfort by stacking proof. And the moment you accept that, you stop worshiping sparks and start respecting stages. That's when your idea stops being fantasy and becomes a process you can actually trust. You get the spark on a random night when you're supposed to be relaxing. Your eyes go wide like you just found a hidden door in your own mind. Your chest feels warm, almost electric, and you start pacing. You whisper, "This could work," and your body floods with hope. You grab your phone and start typing notes like you're chasing a runaway thought. Your heart is fast, but it feels good, like you're finally awake. You can already see the finished version in your head, clean and perfect. You can already see people reacting, buying, sharing, clapping. You go to bed late and your mind keeps running after you close your eyes. The next morning, you wake up and the spark is still there, but the fear is louder. Your stomach is tight like you drank anxiety for breakfast. You sit at your desk and your shoulders rise like you're walking into a fight. You open a blank page and your throat tightens for no reason. Your brain says, "Don't mess this up," and your hands hover. You stare at the screen and your breath gets small, trapped in your chest. You suddenly want to clean the room like dust is the real problem. You suddenly need to check messages like someone else's life is safer than yours. You start researching because researching doesn't risk failure. An hour passes and your jaw hurts from clenching. You feel that heat in your face that always shows up when you're avoiding truth. You tell yourself you'll start after lunch, like lunch is a magic switch. After lunch, you tell yourself, tomorrow will be better, like tomorrow owes you courage. That night, you feel heavy because you didn't lay a single brick. You promise yourself again, and the promise feels weak because you've broken it before. The next day, you force a start, not because you feel ready, but because you're tired of your own excuses. Your heart is loud as you type the first ugly line. The ugly line makes you want to quit instantly. Your brain laughs, "See, you're not built for this," and your stomach drops. You sit back and your hands start sweating like the keyboard is a weapon. You catch the urge to run and you don't. You take one slow breath down low like you're calming an animal inside you. You type a second line, it's still ugly, it's still real. Something shifts, it's small but real, like your body stops treating the work as a threat. You work for 30 minutes and it feels like dragging a sled uphill. When you stop, you don't feel proud yet. You feel exposed. You look at what you made and you hear the voice, "That's not good enough." You almost delete it because deleting feels clean. You don't delete it because keeping it is a brick. A week later, you show your work to someone you trust, and your pulse spikes before they even speak. Your mouth goes dry and your shoulders tighten like you're about to be judged in court. They say it's solid, but this part is confusing, and your chest stabs like it's rejection. You nod, pretending you're fine, but your nervous system is on fire. You go home and the shame tries to take over the whole night. You pace, you scroll, you snack, you do anything to avoid sitting with that feeling. You hear a thought in your head. "I'm not cut out for this," and it sounds familiar. You recognize it as the old role trying to pull you back into safety. You sit down anyway, hands shaky, stomach tight, and you look at the confusing part. You break it into smaller pieces like you're cutting a brick to fit. You fix one line, then another, and your breathing starts to slow. You feel the fear, but you also feel control in the right way. Control from action, not control from hiding. 2 weeks later, you try to launch a small version just to test it. Your finger hovers over the post button and your heart slams like you're about to jump. Your face gets hot, your throat tight, and you hear people laugh. You hit post anyway and your stomach flips like you did something illegal. The first hour is quiet and the quiet feels like punishment. You keep checking and every refresh makes your chest tighter. You start bargaining with yourself. Maybe this wasn't the right idea. A notification finally hits, and it's not praise, it's a question. What is this even supposed to be? Your heart drops and your hands go cold. Your ego wants to slam the door and pretend you never tried. You almost do, because disappearing has always been your exit plan. You stare at the comment and your breathing gets fast again. Then you see the truth under it. The message wasn't hate. It was confusion. Confusion means you weren't clean, not that you're worthless. You feel your chest tighten and you choose to respond with clarity, not defensiveness. You rewrite your description in simple words like you're talking to a real person. You adjust the offer. You tighten the message. You clean the path. 3 people sign up. And it's small, but it's real. Your body feels a new sensation. Earn confidence, not hype. A month later, you hit another wall. Bigger this time. Something breaks. A tool fails, money feels tight, and your stomach starts living in a knot. You feel that urge to quit and protect yourself from stress. You sit on the edge of your bed and you hear the thought, "I can't keep doing this." You let the thought talk and you don't obey it. You stand up, you pick one small fix, and you do it while your heart still races. You stack that fix, then another, until the panic becomes focus. You look back and realize the idea didn't save you, the stages did. And you finally understand the build is the whole point, because the build is what turns you into someone unbreakable. Your spark is cheap. Your steps are priceless. Everybody gets ideas. Builders get results. And your nervous system has to learn the difference between excitement and commitment. Excitement is a rush in your chest. Commitment is showing up with tight shoulders and doing it anyway. Commitment is breathing through the panic and laying one brick. Commitment is acting while your stomach is knotted. Commitment is staying when your ego wants to run. Because the middle stage will always feel ugly. The middle stage is where your brain screams for comfort. Your throat gets tight when you have to ask questions. Your face gets hot when you don't know what you're doing. Your heart rate jumps when you hit a wall. That's not a sign to stop. That's a sign you're finally building something real. So here's the fork in the road. I'm not sugarcoating this. Path 1 is you staying a spark addict. You chase new ideas when the work gets boring. You start, then stop, then start again like you're spinning tires. You collect notebooks, tabs, tools, and half-finished drafts. You tell people you're working on something, but your results stay invisible. Your nervous system stays anxious because nothing ever closes. Your brain stays loud because you keep carrying unfinished weight. And deep down, you start believing you're not the type of person who finishes. That belief becomes your identity. Then you watch other people win with average ideas and strong execution, and you feel bitter. You call it luck because the truth will hurt too much. Path 2 is you becoming a bricklayer, not a dreamer. You pick one idea and you commit to stages. You break the build into pieces small enough for your nervous system to handle. One page, one post, one call, one test, one edit. You stop trying to finish the whole house in one day. You just lay the next brick clean. When fear hits, you don't negotiate with it. You breathe low, you loosen your jaw, and you move your hands. You use discomfort like a signal that you're training, not failing. You stop asking, do I feel ready? You start asking, what's the next brick? That question turns chaos into a plan, and the plan turns anxiety into progress. Now, the simple behavior rules. No bullshit. Rule 1. Capture the spark fast, then schedule the build. Ideas live in notes. Execution lives on a calendar. Rule 2. Build before you consume. You don't earn scrolling until you lay a brick. Rule 3. Ship small versions fast. Testing beats guessing. Rule 4. Use feedback like a tool, not like a verdict. When your chest tightens from critique, you name it as ego pain. Then you fix one thing. Rule 5. Make it so small you can't hide. If the task feels huge, your nervous system will run. If the task feels doable, your nervous system will stay. Remember this like it's the law. You are not an idea person. You are a builder. You are not creative, but inconsistent. You are disciplined on purpose. You are not waiting for the right time. You make time by cutting distractions. You are not fragile. You are trained. You are not the spark. You are the fire that keeps burning after the spark dies. You are not scared of hard work. You are scared of being seen trying. And you're done letting that fear run your life. So here's your declaration for Fired Up Friday. Pick the one idea you keep talking about. Pick the smallest brick you can lay in the next 60 minutes. Then lay it, even with sweaty hands and a racing heart. If your breath gets shallow, slow it down. If your jaw clenches, loosen it. If your stomach knots, move anyway. Your nervous system will learn by watching you win small battles. Oh, yes, it will. And those small wins will stack into a real identity. Now make this public so you can't lie to yourself. Drop the one brick you're laying today in the comments. Not your dream. Your brick. And if you want the builder version of you to keep getting fed, spread this. Send it to a friend who keeps calling themselves stuck while they keep avoiding the work. Send it to the person with talent and no follow through. Send it to the one who keeps restarting their life every Monday. This is Fired Up Friday, and it's time to stop collecting sparks like trophies. It's time to build something that can't be ignored. It's time to stop asking for motivation and start demanding discipline. You don't need a miracle. You need a process you respect. You don't need more ideas. You need more reps. You don't need more hype. You need more bricks. And every time you show up while your body's uncomfortable, you become harder to break. You become calmer under pressure. You become sharper in the mess. You become the person who finishes. That's the whole game. Now, lock in. Hit that subscribe button. Because if you keep coming back, you keep getting built. And if you keep getting built, you stop living in your head. You stop wasting your gifts. You stop making excuses sound smart. You stop letting fear pick your schedule. You stop chasing sparks like they're enough. You start tracking steps like it's your job. You start refining instead of restarting. You start shipping instead of dreaming. You start turning chaos into a system. You start laying bricks when you don't feel like it. You start trusting yourself because you finally have proof. You stop quitting at stage 1. You stop protecting your comfort like it's sacred. You stop acting like greatness is an accident. You build it on purpose. You build it in silence. You build it when your heart races. You build it when your hands sweat. You build it when the middle is ugly. You build it until the idea becomes real. You build it until the world has to respond. You build it until your life matches your mouth. You build it step by relentless step. You build it brick by brick. And remember, the choice is yours.